And to get us started off right today, let's take a look at the problem of the day. Problem of the day today, that sounded really good, day to day, but we have given the equation 4x minus 8 equals 2x minus 14. What is the numerical value of 3x? Now we put that word numerical in there because sometimes people say, oh, 3x just means 3 times x, you're done. No. We want to actually find out what x is and run it into that expression 3x. So once again, given the equation 4x minus 8 equaling to 2x minus 14, what is the numerical value of 3x? So let's take a look at it and see what we're going to do. It's simple algebra, right? The only thing is, once we find x, so I'm going to rewrite it right down here. You guys can write it at home. We've got 4x minus 8. On the other side of the equals, we have 2x minus 14. So we're looking for this number that's going to balance the left side and the right side and give us the same number. Now, that means it's going to be 0. In fact, I don't think it's going to be. But what we want to do is when we replace whatever our x is, when we replace it to the left and to the right, it comes out to the same value, same number. And then once we know that works, 3 times x is a piece of cake. All right, very easy to do, very easy to do. So let's go work it one piece at a time here. Let's get our x's together. And to do that, I'm going to just subtract 2x from both sides here. All right, take it away right there. There we go. And we're going to end up with, it looks like 2x minus 8 equaling to negative 14. Now, how did I get negative 14, you may ask? Well, there we go. That's not a 74, it's a negative 14. I always get a little messy with my negatives there. It's a negative 14 because these guys go away, all right? But you got to keep that sign, got to keep that negative coming down with you, all right? Now, I've got this minus 8 over here that I would like to send it back over with the negative 14. Now, let me caution you on something, my friends. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do 2 minus 8 and say, oh, that's 6x, negative 6x. No, you can't do that. These are not like terms, so they've got to stay as they are. You can't combine them in any way. So what we're going to do, however, we're going to add 8 because that's how we undo a subtraction. And we're going to add 8 to both sides. That's the good old addition property of equality. You say, well, what do we do up here? We subtracted both. So guess what? Subtraction property of equality back here with the 2 x's. But we're going to play with the 8's, and let's see what happens. What happens is 2x is left because those are gone. And over here, I have a negative 6 hanging out because that's what happens when we add 8 and negative 14. The negative 14 has a little bit bigger absolute value, so the sign of the final answer is negative after we subtract those two. Now, final step, let's divide both sides by 2. We'll be looking good. And it looks to me, and I hope to you, it looks like we're going to have x equaling negative 3. Now remember I said we want to make sure that works. So let's talk about it. Let's look at it. So we go back up here to 4x minus 8 equaling our 2x minus 14. All right. And we're going to put a negative 3 everywhere we see an x because that's what we're claiming, that x is going to equal negative 3 to balance this equation on left and right side. So let's put a 4 times negative 3. Subtract our 8. Over here we're going to say 2 times a negative 3, subtract the 14, and I'm hoping y'all are figuring that already at home, that we are going to have a balance here. We're going to have a balance. It's going to be a negative 12 minus 8 equaling, looks like negative 6 minus 14. Again, we do the multiplication, then we'll subtract. We'll take care of the subtraction at the end. In this case, we're adding the same. We're going to add the opposite, all right, to check. So it's going to be a negative 20 on the left. Let's do the same game on the right. Add the opposite for that second number. Leave the negative 6 and the negative 12 alone. And I am seeing negative 20. So this checks, all right? So that's the balance. That's the balance, negative 20 on both sides. Now the question we have, though, and by the way, this is the way they do it on ACT. A lot of times they'll give you an equation like this, and then they'll come back and ask you, well, what is x plus 3? Or 3x minus 2, or 2 minus 3x, something like that, all right? So that's the purpose of this one. So what happens if I say 3 times negative 3? That answer should be negative 9. And there's what you're looking for. There's your solution all the way down to the very end, all the way down to the very end. This is, getting there 90% of the way when you find x, but then you want to check, and you also want to make sure that you do get the final answer, which is negative 9. Negative 9 for the expression, what 3 times negative 3 gives you.